Hello and welcome to Exposed News Outlet, where we shed light on topics that matter most. I'm your host, Andrea. Today, we're talking about the Epstein files. That seem to be one of the largest scandals of our lifetime, and they're engaged in a cover-up. It's more than obvious at this point. As we navigate the complexities of our world, it's essential to stay informed and engaged. By subscribing to our channel, enabling notifications, and sharing our content, you're supporting our mission to provide thought-provoking insights and inspire positive change. Thank you for being part of our community. For those interested, I will leave my GoFundMe link in the description box below if you're able to help us grow our resources. Thank you. And without further ado, let's get to the video. Trump, Epstein, and the cover-up. Wall Street Journal bombshell and Uncle Luke's shocking claims. Hey everyone, it's Drea with Exposed News Outlet, and today we're diving into a bombshell report that's shaking political and legal institutions to the core. According to the Wall Street Journal, Donald Trump was told back in May that his name appeared in the Jeffrey Epstein files. And behind the scenes, the DOJ and FBI may have been trying to keep this buried, but that's not all. I've got something even more disturbing that I personally heard during a broadcast on XM radio from none other than Uncle Luke from 2 Live Crew. The Wall Street Journal revelation. The Wall Street Journal reports that Attorney General Pam Bondi and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, which, by the way, both are personal lawyers of Donald Trump, just so everyone knows, personally informed Donald Trump this spring that his name came up multiple times in the unsealed Epstein files. These mentions weren't charges yet, but they were real, according to the DOJ's own notes. Trump was briefed in May 2025, well before the public even knew those documents were being reviewed. The DOJ quietly halted further releases, citing privacy concerns and unverified hearsay. Trump is now calling the whole thing fake news, but the timeline suggests a cover-up, or at the very least, preferential treatment. Allegations, secrecy, and possible obstruction.
This morning, I was really proud to join every single one of my Democratic colleagues on the Homeland Committee in invoking a century-old and little-known law known as the Rule of Five to compel the Department of Justice to release the full and complete Epstein files.
The big story tonight, the Wall Street Journal is out with new reporting about how Donald Trump sent Jeffrey Epstein a lewd letter for his 50th birthday. According to documents reviewed by the Journal, the letter bearing Trump's name contains several lines of typewritten text framed by the outline of a naked woman. A pair of small arcs denotes the woman's breasts, and the future president's signature is a squiggly Donald below her waist, mimicking pubic hair. Inside the outline of this naked woman, the Journal reports that the letter from Trump to Epstein was styled as an imaginary conversation between the two. Voiceover. There must be more to life than having everything, the note began. Donald, yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey, nor will I, since I also know what it is. Donald, we have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, yes, we do, come to think of it. Donald, enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? Jeffrey, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. Trump, a pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret. Now, I should note, NBC News has not independently verified the existence of that letter, which was written before Epstein was ever arrested, and that Trump vehemently denies the letter's existence. In fact, he told the Journal, quote, "This is not me. This is a fake thing. It's a fake Wall Street Journal story." He continued, "I never wrote a picture in my life. I don't draw pictures of women. It's not my language. It's not my words." And of course, because we are talking about Donald Trump, he threatened to sue the Wall Street Journal for publishing this article. But this isn't just a personal matter for the President of the United States. This is also a substantive matter in terms of how transparent Trump and his administration have actually been. People familiar with the letter tell the Wall Street Journal that it was among the documents reviewed by DOJ officials who investigated Epstein and his girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, years ago. What's unclear is whether this letter was also part of the Trump administration's recent review of the case. The Justice Department has not responded. The Wall Street Journal, the FBI have declined to comment. I should note that if this letter is in fact as it is described, it would have been written by Trump just 1 year after he infamously said this about Jeffrey Epstein to New York Magazine. Quote, "I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side." Since Donald Trump won the presidency in 2016, the first time, we have wondered what would be the piece of news that would finally pierce the Teflon of Teflon Don? What would be the piece of news that would finally enrage or just get through to Trump's base? We are now in day 11 of a news cycle that has finally managed to put Trump at odds with his MAGA base. And please do not take my word for it. Take a listen to how Trump's own voters are describing their own emotions right now on right-wing political call-in shows.
I feel really betrayed, and I feel really, really angry. We have a president who tells us to move on from Epstein because it doesn't matter. Are you guys still talking about this? Seriously? And yet he still talks about the 2020 election fraud. He talks about the Hunter Biden laptop. He talks about all this stuff from 5-6 years ago, and he tells us to move on from the Epstein trial or the Epstein case. People like me will not stop talking about this. I feel so betrayed and so angry. This is not what I voted for.
I'm concerned about being able to trust Donald Trump to keep his word. In his campaign, he said he was going to let us know all of the facts about this. And now he's saying, go away, don't pay attention to it.
These Epstein files, we were told that there was going to be released. There was this client list that was going to be released. And the fact that it's suddenly gone away and he's trying to gaslight us is like a punch in the gut to MAGA.
Hear that quiver in their voice. They feel betrayed. They feel angry. They feel gaslit. They feel like they have been punched in the gut. Now, Trump's position here and the MAGA base's position here, it puts the rest of the Republican Party between a rock and a hard place. To satisfy their base, Republicans are eager to publicly declare that they are personally in favor of releasing the Epstein files.
It's a very delicate subject, but we should put everything out there and let the people decide.
I do think there needs to be more transparency. I think you ought to make it public. And in this case, I just say, let's make it all public and get it out there.
So that's what Republicans are saying about this issue publicly. That is how they want their base to perceive their stance here. But because they don't want to anger the president, most Republicans don't actually want to vote to release anything. As more than a dozen Republican Congress members and aides told Politico today, House Republicans are pressuring their leadership to send members home for summer weeks early before they have to go on the record voting yes or no on whether to release the files related to Epstein. The thinking here is that the issue will have died down once lawmakers come back in the fall. Meanwhile, the fight over how to handle the sudden crisis in the Republican Party over Jeffrey Epstein and these files, it is gumming up what was supposed to be a smooth glide path for the House to vote to claw back $9 billion in government spending. That legislation is currently being debated in the House Rules Committee, but Republicans are reportedly trying to use tonight's meeting to create another escape hatch. They will vote tonight to put what Politico describes as a likely non-binding resolution on the Epstein files to the floor for a vote. Okay, so the key word there is non-binding, something they can vote for and they can say it shows they want transparency, while potentially not actually having any teeth. That is the situation in the House tonight, as Republicans desperately try to find a solution that appeases both their boss and their base. Meanwhile, in the Senate, Republican leader John Thune told reporters today he's not hearing any chatter among his conference that they want to vote to force disclosure of the files. Democrats trying to put them on the record anyway. Here was Senator Ruben Gallego, Democrat of Arizona, on the Senate floor today.
Mr. President, I'm introducing this resolution to require the Department of Justice to release its files related to Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, that attempt, it was quickly squashed by Republican Senator Mark Wayne Mullen of Oklahoma.
Congressional Democrats are demanding accountability. Why did the DOJ choose secrecy when hundreds of names were made public in the original release? Why pause now? When Trump's name comes up, his allies, including Kash Patel, who was also reportedly aware of the files, have shifted from demanding transparency to brushing it off as a hoax. Are we watching the justice system bend under political pressure yet again? Uncle Luke's XM testimony. Now, here's where it gets even more chilling. And I heard this with my own ears. I'll even include the clip. On XM radio, Uncle Luke, yes, the hip-hop legend from 2 Live Crew, spoke candidly about parties he witnessed firsthand after Trump's beauty pageants. He described drug-fueled orgies, disturbing Illuminati-type behavior. It was like something straight out of Eyes Wide Shut, were his words as well. He said he left early because some of the people involved looked like children. And let me be clear, he never mentioned Diddy. That comparison is mine, just to give context for how twisted and cult-like this sounded. But his parties make Diddy look like a saint, according to Uncle Luke. Uncle Luke's description, I should say, because that's my own opinion, like I said.
Shoot, it had to be around 90-something.
In the 90s?
When he first opened up the mansion in West Palm Beach.
So, Uncle Luke, tell us what happened. You went with Eddie Murphy and Mike Tyson. The three of you were together?
Yes.
Uh-huh. And Donald Trump invited you all personally?
Yeah. Uh-huh. He invited all us. He was having his pageant contest going on, and with his pageant contest, he ended up inviting us to the event.
Tell us what happened, Uncle Luke. What happened at that party that made you have to leave?
Well, I mean, it was just a lot of things going on. You know, a lot of things that I don't care to engage in. And you know, he showed us the house, showed us the golf course in the back, all these different things. You know, said, man, great house, nice house. And I think I probably was there for every bit of maybe 45 minutes before I realized all these different things that was going on. And I was like, okay, it's time for me to go here.
Now you understand, you are Uncle Luke. You 2 Live Crew. So, I mean, we're dying to know what was going on that you couldn't engage in.
Man, it was, you know, it was just some things that I don't really care to discuss. Because, I mean, you know, one thing about me, I don't kiss and tell. But at the same time, the party was going on. And, you know, it was a lot of things. Put it this way, there were a lot of things going on. A lot of things. So a lot of things in a lot of different rooms. There was a lot of different rooms going on in the house. And every time you open up a door, there was something else going on that I really didn't care to be a part of. So I felt like, hey, look here, man. I'm from Liberty City. At the end of the day, if I wanted to be involved in all those different type of activities, I did that in my hometown. Less long as going somebody's house where I think they got cameras and everything to be able to take me, and before you know it, you're extorting me. That ain't gonna happen. But one thing about me, I never take no drugs and I don't get into drugs. So I leave it like that.
Were there drugs there, Uncle Luke?
It was a lot of things up in there. I know I don't take no drugs. I'm gonna leave it like that.
Uh-huh. Did you see Donald Trump use any drugs?
No, I didn't see him use no drugs.
So these rooms, presumably there were women in these rooms?
Oh yeah, a lot of women.
Mm-hmm. How were they
all over the room.
How were they dressed, Uncle Luke?
Half naked.
Half naked.
Half naked and some naked.
Half naked and some naked.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
We had a house party. They up in there naked.
Was there any assaultive behavior toward women at this Donald Trump party?
No.
No assaultive behavior. Okay.
No, all the women were enjoying themselves like they do.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But the thing, let me tell you, the thing is, when you're around, I've been around a lot of models and a lot of these pageant women, because that's what mostly it was. It was mostly pageant women.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of these women ain't of age. So when you got a whole bunch of these women running around, whether they of age or not, there's a lot of things going on. You just some women look too young.
Oh,
so you keep it moving.
I see.
So it wasn't nobody beating no women, nobody taking advantage of no women. I mean, they were all enjoying themselves. That's what they were there for. But were they old enough to be enjoying themselves? I don't know.
Was there sex?
Of course there was sex.
I guess that's a stupid question now to ask. Okay, so I think I got you now. You're saying that all this was going on and you weren't clear as to whether these were adults. I
wasn't clear whether or not they were adults, and I wasn't clear whether or not, whether I wanted to be in that kind of environment where some of these other things that was going on in there. I ain't gonna too much elaborate about everything else that was going on outside of the sexual act. But
well, my brother, we love for you too. We love for you too. That's why we on Sirius XM. Because we can open it up. We on Sirius XM. We can bust it wide open right here.
The drugs and the alcohol and the sex and all that, but I ain't gonna talk about the drugs and the alcohol and the sex.
But but now you did say that if you were on XM, you could talk about it. So that's why we here, man. I mean, people. Inquiring minds want to know.
I said I could use the profanity and all that there, and talk about naked people and all that. But then I ain't the drug part. I don't want to talk about that part of it. I talk about the sex and all that. All those.
Okay, well, talk about tell us about the sex.
Yeah, it was a lot of sex going on.
Mm-hmm. Just wide out in the open.
You know what I'm saying? Like you was just imagine the Eyes Wide Shut movie. That's what I felt like I was in. But it had some other elements and some other things in there, then that's when I got to go.
Okay. So it was just wide out open sex is what was happening? Was it of the orgy variety?
Well, they were in different rooms.
Mm-hmm.
The man got so many rooms in that house. I ain't never seen that many rooms in a house in my life. But it was more by everybody in all these different rooms, and when you open up a door, it was something going on different in a different room. So you got in where you fit in it. If you feel like you want to go in that room, you go in that room right there. There was some things going on, some interesting things going in that room. It was just like a regular.
Well, you say you keep what? Give me an example of an interesting thing that was going on, if you don't mind.
Outside of the sex, you got to use your imagination. If it's sex, then it's some other things going on that you don't want to be involved in.
I don't know if my imagination goes that far. I don't. So if it wasn't sex,
oh no, you a big boy.
No, really, bro.
Boy, you in the radio business.
Wait a minute. So wait a minute. Something was going on outside of sex and drugs that was interesting. Well, I'm trying to figure out.
Outside of sex.
Outside of sex.
Outside of sex. And then you add whatever else you want to use your imagination. What happens what happens after that? But there was a lot of things going on in there.
Uh-huh.
You know, them guys in there, it was going down.
So was Donald Trump having...
It was one of them parties you would have enjoyed yourself being in.
Well, I don't know, brother. See, I probably would have been like you. I would have rolled out, but I don't know if I would enjoy myself. But now, what about Donald Trump? Was he having sex with all these women?
No, I didn't see him having no sex. Let me tell you, the man took us around the house. Okay, he said, "Look, I got all these women. I got these women from the pageant. They're gonna be there." So we went. It was like, "Hey, man, I got a pageant down here. I'm hosting these women at the house. Okay, up in Palm Beach. They send some cars to pick us up. We get in the cars. We drive up there. Me, Mike, Eddie Murphy. We all in our own individual cars. Car service drove us up there. We got there. He showed us around the house. Told us about this mansion and the history behind it and all that. Just the golf course. It was dark. We couldn't see the golf course and things like that. And then before you know it, hey, man, y'all enjoy yourself. We got cocktails and everything. And before you know it, the rooms and everything start popping. There wasn't no DJ. It was more of, hey, get in where you fit in. Whatever room you're going to go in, you go into that room.
So you say no DJ. There was no music? Or the music was piped in?
No, there wasn't no music.
No music.
That was the interesting part about it. There wasn't no music.
So women just naked in rooms with no music?
Hey, people walking around. It wasn't, listen, it wasn't nothing wrong with that. I was happy to be at that party. But then at the end of the day, when I started looking at some of these girls' faces, I was like, man, these girls don't look like they're old enough. I didn't ask nobody their age. And then all the other stuff going on. It was like, okay, I can't be up here. I got to go. If I'm going to jail, then somebody's going to extort me. I don't do drugs. Never did it in my life. I smoked marijuana 2 times, when I was in high school, and I didn't like the experience. As far as drugs, I may have sold drugs. I never liked the people who I sold them to when I was young, because I thought they were stupid for buying it, so I never cared to indulge in it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So when I do see people doing it, if I'm around it, I get away from it.
He wasn't speculating. He wasn't joking. He was testifying to something he had seen with his own eyes, and he sounded disturbed by it. Really disturbed. In fact, he went on to say, because they kept pressing him, and he went on to say that they did other things other than drug-fueled orgies, and after they were done, they did darker things that he didn't want to discuss. And I can only speculate on what that could be, but I mean, those rituals, many people have heard the conspiracy theories and all this, but also there's video surveillance that when Alex Jones snuck into one of these rituals in Bohemian Grove. So, I mean, there is documented proof of these weird and strange goings-ons, but call to action. Folks, this is no longer conspiracy theory territory. This is well-documented testimony, journalism, and first-hand accounts. If this was any other person, not a former president, would the DOJ have protected them? Would the media have treated this with caution instead of urgency? It's time. We demand full transparency. Release the Epstein files, all of them. No more protecting the powerful. No more secret memos. No more excuses. If you believe in justice, if you believe in the safety of our children, if you believe no one is above the law, share this video. Subscribe, support independent media, and help us keep digging. This is Drea, and this is Exposed News Outlet. Stay loud, stay vigilant, and stay woke. Yeah.